Hey Toy fans, Kyle here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Pterodactyl Battle Zord from Power Rangers the movie. This is the 5th and final Zord to complete the Colossal Megazord. It's literally like pulling teeth out right now, but we got to complete this. We got to get ourselves a Colossal Megazord, so here it is, and here's the packaging. Here's the toy. There's the Pink Ranger. There's the putty that comes with it. There's the Power Ranger logo on the side. Here's the back of the packaging. It shows the Pterodactyl Zord and the putty capture villain and the cockpit, and of course if you collect all 5, you can form the Colossal Megazord. So far, I've only made 2 mistakes out of 4 videos. That's not bad. I mean, depending on your teacher, assuming I don't f something up in this video, that's 3 out of 5. That's a passing grade. So let's get through this, and let's see our Colossal Megazord when it's all finally built up and done and nice and not crappy. Hopefully it'll look cool when we add these wings onto it. So here we have the Pterodactyl Zord out of the packaging, and I want to say, well, just looking at it right here, it's pretty dang sizable. It's pretty nice, at least in terms of detail and size. It does have a lot of really nice sculpted detail. I like the alien detail around the wings. The overall sculpt is nice, and, well, the cockpit and the nose looks just like the Pterodactyl Zord. Basically exactly what one would expect from a movie Pterodactyl Zord. So not a lot of complaints from the overall look of the design. I dig it a lot. One thing it does suffer from is, of course, it suffers from that sort of anti-pink Pink Ranger Zord syndrome that I think basically every Pink Ranger Zord has, in that it's molded in basically any other color than pink, but with pink accents. And right here we've got it molded in gray plastic with pink highlights, and the wingtips are molded plastic done in pink with some painted pink right here up here in the cockpit. And speaking of the cockpit, I really like it. Reminds me of the Pterodactyl Zord. I dig it. Yeah, and I think overall looks, it's actually pretty nice. Now, it does come with 2 figures, and not just one. We've got the Pink Ranger right here, who is the same basic female body. And you can rotate her arms all the way around. You can kick her legs out. She's got the same tampograph detail on the head and chest. And if you want to store her in the cockpit, you can flip that up, lower it, and hey, you've got Ranger storage. The second figure this comes with is, of course, a putty. And the putty has 0 paint detail on it whatsoever. It almost looks like something that you would get from like a tabletop gaming hobby store before it's been painted. It's like painting required. And then you get this and you'd be like, oh, 10,000 points or whatever. I don't know. And you get like a little bio card for it, and it'll show you like where to put all the paint colors. But it is just by itself, no paint. But it's got a lot of really nice detail. It looks kind of like the putty seen in the trailer. You've got sort of the things sticking to it. So you can do a lot with this if you are a customizer. It does have arm articulation, and I really like this pose in the arm articulation that you get it in, because it's kind of a menacing pose. I find myself trying to play with the figure and get it in a pose where it would look derpy, but I can't seem to get it to look too derpy. Like, no matter what, it looks like it's just going to walk over to you and start bashing your skull in, and I think that is actually a really nice detail, and the pose is just, it's a very menacing pose. It's well done. Now, the reason it comes with the putty is for the weapon gimmick. So if you want, you can take the little putty right there. Oh, look, I'm a putty! I'm a putty! Wah! And then, you'll notice on the back of the Pterodactyl Zord, you can pull this out, and that actually opens up a little kind of a grabber hand. And that is specifically, when I can get this little putty to stand, specifically used for grabbing the putty. Oh, wait, hang on. For grabbing the putty, you can take it, and then fly off with it, and then you can drop it again. And that's kind of a fun gimmick. I like that they incorporated that into the Zord design. I think they should have done that with everything. They did that with Triceratops, and I really liked the missile firing gimmick on the back of that as well. So that is overall a nice thing. Apart from that, not much else to say. Again, the size is really nice. This actually looks like a toy that you would pay $20 for. But it does still suffer from, limited paint. Despite having a nice sculpt, again, very limited paint. And it does have a lot of hollowness underneath it. So it has that very light, kind of cheap feeling to it. In order to get this thing into its Megazord mode, or to basically combine this with the existing Megazord, all you want to do is pull the wings off like that. And this will become a sword, so we can actually just take this and put this to the side. Also be wary that these feet do pop off extremely easily. And when they do pop off, there's actually nowhere really else to store them. They're just kind of stuck like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the Megazord in. And I have cut off his legs just for the sake of this review. And hey, Mr. Megazord, how you doing today? Today we're going to give you some wings. So to get the wings onto the Megazord, all we're going to do is flip them around. And you'll notice there's these two little holes, one right there and one right there. On the wings, you'll notice there's these two little pointy outy pieces that look just like the holes. These actually just peg in, or they don't even peg in, they just kind of slot in. Just like that. There it is. And now we got some wings on the Megazord. That's looking pretty swanky. Also, what we can do is we now finally have places to store these dudes right here from the T-Rex Zord that we got like 10 million years ago. And these right here will peg using these little ports right there. They'll just peg in right there and right there. And hey, now he's got even more weapons and artillery because he clearly didn't have enough. Another place, if you don't like that look, you can actually just take them and store them on the back side of the wings, the tip of the wings, just like that. And do that on both sides. That's another thing you can do, and last but not least, we can give him the sword. And there he is, all finally decked out with his swords. And of course, now we can finally see the vision of the Pink Rangers having the head, the Pink Ranger Zord supplying the head for the Megazord, and it all kind of finally ties together with the wings and whatnot. So that looks pretty cool. Anyway, that does it for this review. I have another bigger Megazord video planned pretty soon, so be sure to check that out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't screw anything up this time. If I did, I'll probably hear about it. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.